Hey, what's going on, guys? Mike Glover Actual. Let's do another Reacts video. This one's been pretty controversial, and this CCTV camera from a taco shop in Houston, Texas. This guy comes in with a gun. Now, as he comes in, he's starting to rob people at gunpoint. He walks in with a ski mask, with a pistol presented, and he's walking around. And right here, we have this guy in this gray shirt, this older gentleman, sitting with this dude in this sweater. At this table, he drops what he's going to give to the suspect on the floor, on the ground, creating a little distance and space. Not a bad tactic, actually, when being confronted with this. When you look at this situation, there is a decision point in self-defense that this person, this responsible citizen, is waiting to enact. Now, I don't know if that was a deliberate throwing the stuff out on the floor in front of him to create space, or if that was unintentional, but he did it anyway. And when he did it, the bad guy looked at him kind of awkwardly and then points the gun at his friend point blank and then continues to move on. Now, the benefit of this particular situation, he's very busy running around by himself, seemingly by himself, going from customer to customer, which gives the responsible citizen, the armed citizen, the time to make a move. Now, we talk about criterias for that decision point. Often, there isn't going to be an opportunity. But if there is an opportunity, if you have the opportunity to potentially save your life, that's going to be on you. Take it. Now, a lot of people in this situation would say, why would you ever want to get involved? Why would you try to defend human life if nobody was violently getting attacked or nobody was getting killed? And that is very scary. That is very much so a gamble with your life or somebody else's life, because you're assuming that this person's coming in, he's just going to take money and then he's going to walk away. This could be this person's last-ditch effort in desperation, and one move, one miscalculation, and then he winds up killing somebody and potentially killing you. So as he's making a move, he starts going back and forth. He's picking stuff up off the ground. And you can see right here, there's two people on the floor. Now, here's what's crazy. You could tell by the demeanor of all these people what position they are in life. I mean, you got this guy up here in the top middle of the screen. His hands are kind of concealed. Don't know his circumstance, but he's kind of minding his own. He's just sitting there frozen, being very quiet. As compared to the guy in the red shirt and the guy, or it looks like a gal next to him, who have their heads covered and they're laying underneath the table. They've already checked out, right? Maybe in compliance, they think they're gonna be bypassed because they're in a fawn response, which is kind of giving up. And then these two guys are sitting together at this booth while there's a kid in the top left corner with his hands up in the surrender position. All very different positions. There's actually somebody right here you can't see. It's masked by the banner that says police search for bystander who shot robber, which is just a little hint of what's about to happen. So this continues, and he's walking out, and as he's walking out, we could see it right here in the pause. The bystander who originally threw the stuff out on the ground in the gray shirt with the bald head pulls his pistol, and while the guy walks by with the pistol pointed in the direction, he pulls the gun and he engages the assailant. So this happens, they don't show this, but here's what's, and I think it's appropriate not to show this, you don't have to see it, but let me make a point and let me be very clear. Depending on where you live, the way that you escalate your force against that potential threat, where the criteria has already been met. I mean, the guy's waving around a gun, walking around, and now we understand that there is potential bodily harm and danger to people's lives. Self-defense or the use of deadly force is warranted here. But what you didn't see is how he engaged the suspect. When he walked by, he started putting rounds on this guy, and as he closes the distance on him, he shoots. And apparently, and I'm making the assumption here because I've heard other people's speculation, but I didn't hear nor see the muzzle flash and identify for myself if this takes place. If you have, I want you to leave the comments below because some of you have seen this video in detail, but apparently He shoots him point blank range when he's no longer a threat. He even, according to some people, picks up the gun and shoots him while he has the gun in his hand. If he did that, that's a problem. Now, as I understand it right now, a grand jury is being summoned because he could be in a lot of trouble here. Guys, you use the appropriate force when necessary to stop the threat. When that is no longer a threat, you are no longer in a position to use force. Now, the CCTV camera from one perspective is giving one angle of the situation, but it continues to unfold. Okay, as he walks up, he picks up the suspect's gun and identifies that the gun is plastic. The shooter then retrieves the stolen cash and returns it to people in there, and he's frustrated. You see him throw it right there. He throws the plastic gun, and surveillance camera footage shows the man outside leave the establishment, and now the manhunt is on. They eventually find him. He gets an attorney, and here's the problem, guys. It comes out that this guy had a fake gun. It's confirmed, and they are looking for the person who committed the act of self-defense, and they can't find him. He eventually turns himself in to authorities, but that's a bad precedent. What we recommend, and I just recommended this in Program 62, the USCCA tactic of asking for a lawyer and then being a member, having a lawyer on call is great. But the idea that you tell the cops, I don't want to talk to you, I just want to talk to my lawyer, sets a bad precedent. Because there are things that you could do, especially right after the event, to say exactly what happened and that you are in danger for your life. Now, going into detail about that is dangerous because you're likely in a circumstance, at least nervous system-wise, of being stressed out. And the more you talk, the more you build inconsistencies in your story because you might have disassociated the memory. It was very traumatic for you. And the actual truth, that is going to create problems in a court of law. So get out ahead of it. Say that you are in danger for your life because that's why you use deadly force, but then stop talking and get your lawyer from USCCA. Now, we're not affiliated with USCCA, but I am a member, a paid member by myself, because that is a very good thing to have, especially in today's political environment. As this evolved, the Houston Police Department said, after we speak with a male who discharged his weapon, the facts of the case will be presented to the Harris County District Attorney, and they will make a determination. Now, here's the interesting thing. Mainstream media is reporting this and even stating, even in this news report by NBC, they weigh on the side of the responsible citizen, which is interesting because on most videos, comments of this particular video, especially as he closes the distance and engages the bad guy, the fact that he had a fake gun, that's not even a part of this equation because a fake gun as seen as a real gun is why it's still legal to use deadly force. What's questionable is as he closed the distance, did he use the appropriate amount of force to stop the threat? And then when did he cross the line? That's the question we need to ask. I'm interested in your opinion because your opinion and seeing all these videos that are circulating, I want to hear what you have to say. Leave those comments down below. Subscribe, hit the notification tab. Guys, fieldcraftsurvival.com. We are hitting training hard in 2023. If you're interested in getting our training, go to fieldcraftsurvival.com and the links below. But also, most importantly, hit the link to subscribe to our newsletter because that's how we roll out our training. You'd be the first to know. And a lot of the training that we're doing across the country is selling out fast. Guys, I appreciate you. Mike Glover Actual. Till next time, peace out. Thanks, guys.